left the sunshine behind. Now Arkansas calls, where the land's untamed and wild. Gary, Mary, Miller, we're carving out of space, building a homestead at our own pace. Welcome to Junktojems, where the work never ends. Off-grid living with our family and friends. We got houseboats to build and tractors to mend. Join the journey, let the adventure begin.
All right, y'all. Our buddy Jeff Hurley, right there. There he is. He's getting ready to head out right now. So I wanted to come out here and show you the pond real quick. And look at this, it's crazy, y'all. It's only been raining about an hour. And look at this yard. The pond is overflowed. The yard out here is all underwater. Look at that. And look at that river going out there through that field out there. I don't know if I can get to that and show you out there or not, but I'm gonna try to. Probably should have put on my mud boots. Look at this water, y'all. Isn't that crazy? Well, that's a river going out through there now. Y'all remember the ditch? It didn't have nothing in it. So let's see how this is doing over here. So with this hump I got built in here, you can see the water staying off of this. And this is full. And here the water just ain't got nowhere else to go. It's just too much of it all at once. And then back here, this is where they brought our internet in, so you can see that hole right there that they got going on. But you know, everybody was wondering about this this little dip I had in the road, and this is why the little dip is in the road. So it would come down through here, hit that ditch, and go out the pipe. Now y'all were also saying something about, you know, making sure I had a culvert across my driveway. Well, look, y'all, I don't need a culvert. The ditch is draining fine. It wouldn't do any good to put a culvert in this driveway. You can see this is just running right down through here along the edge of the road. That's why I've been trying to keep the center of the road high. But look at the driveway. It's flowing good. And it's flowing down there like it should. And then you go down there where the other two houses are. There's a lake crossing the road down there. And of course we got a lake back there in the back. And eventually I'll be, let's see if I can get, yeah, it's flowing out through there. So it's running off of that right there into the ditch. And that's helping keeping some of the water out of here. So slowly but surely, I am mitigating this water flow around here. So let's walk out here towards the shop and see how it's doing out here, if I can even get to it. As you can see, the backhoe is not sunk in a hole no more. It's able to sit up there from all the dirt I put up there. And as you can see underneath the pergola, it's up to the bricks already. So once I get that raised up, that'll be fine right there. Let's see if we can get over here to this without sinking too bad. As you can see how the water's flowing right here. Now that I see where it's flowing, I know I can tell where I need to build stuff up at. Like over there by the shop, see where I built all that dirt up over there. I don't know how well y'all can see that or not, but where I built that up right in there, all that staying dry, and you can see the water coming right down along the edge of it, which is what I wanted. Now all the water's flowing that way towards that pond, which is exactly what we wanted. So that tells me I'm doing good there. And once I build all this up right here, all of that water will flow out to there and come around and go out to the pond. And that's the goal. Now to find me another mud hole so I can rinse my feet back off. Or a water hole anyway. Which really ain't gonna be hard to do. I got some right here with rock in them. So now I was just gonna be curious how much the barn fills up. You see even the dog's yard around the edge out there. So the water's flowing out here. Let's see if I can go out here where the dogs have been making them a trail out here, you know, along the fence line like dogs do. Oh, let's see. Yeah, see how it's flowing out of here? Now you get over here by where the shop was and look at the water flowing. So here you can actually see it flowing from the back there out that way. Very cool that it's working, y'all. Very cool. So as I keep going with this and keep building this up, it's just going to get better and better with diverting this water away. So nothing's puddling. But as you can see right here, this is all where the yard is. And this is what we've been trying to get rid of. So now that I know that's working back there, once I get this built up right here and get a little French drain in the dogs area, all of that water will come out of here. And it'll just flow out there to the creek like it's supposed to. Alright, well, time to get back in. It's starting to get pretty hard. So I'll be back. Well, good morning, y'all. Well, it's the day after storm day 1. So this is storm day 2. We got a little break in the rain, so I thought, you know what? Let me get out here and move this pump. Let me show you the pond this morning and show you what it's doing. You can see how full it is, and it's steady running out there. So, and it's steady running down from back there, which is where I want it all to go. I want it all to come that way and come down here to the pond. So what my plan is this morning is to see the little pump over there, is I'm going to move the pump out here, and I'm going to take it out here by the road and well, set it over farther anyway, so the pipe can push it out across the road. So this way we can get the water out in that field where it needs to be, and instead of just flooding everything here. So basically I'm just going to move everything from right there and I'm gonna move it over to here. So the drain, the suction pipe is right here, and I should be able to get, or I might even move it out here to the ditch. Come to think of it, might be a better idea, because as you can see, the water is flowing, so it's trying to move the water. So I might just bring the pump over here, set the pickup pipe in the ditch right there, and the blue pipe here, and let it run across the road and start hitting that field. So that way it'll just go away, and this way all the rest of it can drain into the ditch, because you can see I've got it all draining towards the ditch. Nice. So I'm thinking that'll help take a lot of it off of here. The pump seems to do a real good job and do it pretty fast, so I'm thinking this will work. So let me bring you back here. Let me get this thing moved and I'll bring you back. Right, well, we got the water out of the ditch to where the point that the pump quit running. So we're going to let it kind of do its thing here. Let it all fill back up. As you can see, it's still all running this way. So as long as we just keep it running this way, keep emptying the ditch. Look at that, it brought it all the way down. So I'm just gonna keep letting it do its thing here. You know, I'd love to be able to stick the hose up here further, but it is what it is. I wish I had another one of them green, them blue hoses, or I have another hose. I'm just waiting on connectors. I went ahead and ordered connectors, because the pump came with a hose, but it didn't come with the quick connects. You had to screw everything in. So and they were only like $7 or $8 for a couple of the quick connects, for a pair of them that gets the other hose going. So then I can take it from the pond and get it out all the way out there, because you see I've got it all the way out across the road, way out there. So this way I can set the pump closer to the pond and pump the water out of the pond, which therefore takes the water off the property better. And all of this right here will all drain by itself, so it'll do its thing just right down in here. And then every now and then just flip the thing over here, and we'll get it out of here. Because the green pipe is long enough where I could probably set it right about where that white pipe is right there. If you can see that white pipe there. But they could probably set the pump right about there. And then as long as I can keep that pond down to that level. And I say that level, like y'all really know what I'm talking about here. So set the green pipe in this first hole, which gets me the pump out about right here where the end of this pipe is, and then the blue pipe will finish it out there, and then excess water will drain into there, drain out here, and everything stays balanced, which is the plan. At least so far it's working. So we'll let that pond, we'll let the ditch fill back up here with all the draining here, and it will do that, and I'll come back out and put another 50 cents worth of gas in her, and let her run a few more hours. I mean, I filled the tank up when we first got it, and I haven't had to put gas in it since, so that gives you an idea. It's pretty efficient. And a nice thing I like about that little pump is I'll have to put that description in here for you. This little pump here, I've tried other pumps in the past, you know, when we was down in Florida on other jobs. And man, you had to prime the P-Watt, a lot of them, to get it to take a prime. This one here, I've had to prime it one time. That was it. I haven't had to prime it since. So like I went out there this morning, moved the pump, everything over there, didn't even have to prime it, just started it up and it took off and started pumping. So I will put the link down there if you want a good little gasoline pump like that, and you know, for a decent price. I'll put the link in there for you so you can check it out. Look at here.
What's up with this weather?
She's waddling around here. It's like you'd think that that gorilla cart weighs 200 pounds the way she's pulling.
It's filled with water.
So it feels like it weighs 200 pounds.
Yeah, I was bringing you some cardboard.
Well, I don't want wet cardboard.
Well, it's wet right now, but...
Well, here, let's see if we can lighten this load up.
Dump your cardboard. Cart weighs more than I do, that's for sure.
Yeah, that was quite a bit of water in it, especially with that wet cardboard. Yeah, I don't want it to all come out. But that probably...
That'll lighten my load.
That lightened it a little bit.
100 pounds. Oh, yeah.
All right, we got her out here running. Got her stretched across the road there, just down in the deep part of that ditch. Now all my other drain pipes are working great, but with the amount of rain, it's still just not enough. But you know, as time goes by, and I keep working on it, it'll just keep not doing nothing but getting better. Hang on a second. Gotta wipe you off. You got dirt on your face. But like I say, it'll be getting better and better and better. You know, as I watch it rain and get deeper out here, the more I'm learning how the water flows on the property, and eventually I truly believe that I can make this dry out. I can make this dry up good enough to where when it does do this again, that this won't be an issue with it staying on our property, just by seeing the way it's flowing. And so yeah, I had a couple of not so nice comments about, you know, I should go get a job, go get a real job, and stop, you know, why did I buy property so cheap that was junk? Well, just so you know, it's not junk to me. That's your opinion. I respect that opinion. Keep it to yourself, okay? Be nice. No reason for that. You know, this is our journey. You know, and it is what it is. So I don't mind doing this. I actually enjoying solving problems like this. And if I can solve a good enough, you know, a big problem like this and make it work, hey, that's a bonus, you know? Not to mention, there are other people in the world that are doing the same thing, that are fighting with the same issues. And, you know, maybe I can help somebody else down the road, you know? I don't have, you know, 100,000 subscribers and making tons of money, and it's all good. I don't care. I'm doing it my way, and I'm having fun. And if this is what it takes to make it happen, well, that's what it takes to make it happen. So, you know, and in my world, y'all, that's a whole lot better than that rat race, you know? I don't want to live around a bunch of people. I don't want a bunch of rude, negative people around me all the time. And in YouTube, unfortunately, you're going to get that sometimes, and that's fine too. I'm a veteran. I fought for your right to have an opinion. And if that's your opinion, well, then that's your opinion. But on the same note, have enough class and enough tact to keep the negative ones to yourself. Be happy. No reason to be trying to spoil somebody else's parade or rain on somebody else's parade, as the saying goes. No reason for it. I mean, I don't go around, you know, putting down other people for their decisions. I might give my input, and you take that input and do what you want to with it. And if it's great, well, then it's great. If it doesn't, it's not. All right, no biggie. You know, when people leave comments about things I should do, well, you know, I take it into consideration, and a lot of the stuff I listen to. I'm no expert at none of this. I was a builder, you know, and a truck driver, and an equipment operator. You know, this is kind of my first rodeo with trying to figure out a homestead and dealing with stuff like this. In Florida, for 30 years, that was a whole different game, you know. That's water soaks up down there or runs off into a swampland somewhere, you know. Here, it just sits here because of all the clay everywhere. and that's okay too. I don't mind. But I'm actually out here enjoying this. I mean, it's not the warmest day in the world, and we got more rain coming, but I'm okay with that, y'all. I am enjoying this no matter what, and that's what it's all about. So yeah, I mean, if you have an opinion on something, I don't mind you sharing that opinion with me. Tell me, you know. I'm more than happy to listen, but don't be rude. Don't be nasty. Ain't no reason for that. So be happy. Don't worry. Be happy. You know what I mean? Shoot, have some fun in life, man. The way I see it, if you got to put somebody down over their decisions, then you don't feel very good about yourself, and that's not right. Go get yourself some help and get fixed, or fix it yourself. Either one. Be happy. You know, be positive. Keep that energy going, man. That's what's wrong with the world today. Too many people want to force their opinion on others and make other people think like them. That's not the way the world's supposed to work. The world should work. Do what you want to. This is America. Do it your way. If people don't like it, have a nice day. Go somewhere else. You know? And that's the way I see it. You know, America's about the free. Proud and free. Be proud. Be free. Do what you want to. Say what you want to. You know? But if it's going to be negative and try to... Excuse me again. Sorry, guys. You got more dirt on your face. But be happy, yo. So anyway, pond is doing good. The water seems to be... It was going to take a little bit for this pump to do its thing, but you know, I got her set over here on some dry stuff, and she's going to be doing her thing right here for a little while, and just going to keep letting her go. As you can see, it's working. Water's really starting to run. And all kinds of little spots down through here, running over there, running right there, and we're just going to let it keep doing its thing. I'm going to be kind of helping it out here and there, creating those little spots like that. You know, get as much of it to drain this way as fast as possible. And keep being happy. So come on, Phil. I think we got a pretty decent deal on the property overall. We already knew this, all of this was a wetland around here, but like all of the people I have talked to that have been here for 30 and 40 years, and some of them even longer than that, have all said that this is the worst year they have seen as far as the amount of rain that this area gets. So everybody's dealing with it. And doesn't matter where you go in the country, because I have lived all over the country and plenty of places around the world, and they all have their fallbacks and setbacks and disadvantages and advantages. This one right here, yeah, so we got a water issue. So what? Florida has it all the time. But look at that view. All right, I got that view. And then you can see through the trees there. I got that view. I'm okay with this water. You know, I will deal with it one way or the other. And I am enjoying it. So, you know, eventually this will all dry out. And eventually it'll all be to a point where it'll all be beautiful around here. You know, we've only been here, we haven't even been on the property a year yet, y'all. So, you know, see, this is March. April, May, June. We've only been on the property 9 months. I think we've done a lot in 9 months. And mitigating water, if that's part of it, well, that's part of it. You know, it is what it is. I'm not gonna sit out here and throw a fit and be whining and crying about it. I'm gonna get out here and do it and have fun doing it. You know, this is kind of like, to me, like when I was a kid in northern Michigan. You know, we were all the time trying to find like little creeks and streams and stuff like that, and making water flow from mud puddles and making little rivers in the mud puddles, you know, to go down to the other mud puddles and making them bigger and what have you like that. So to me, this is kind of like what that's about, only this is just a lot bigger they call it adult size. Have some fun. Quit being a negative Nancy. Or as well, one of my friends said one time, don't be a Karen. Don't be whining and crying about every little thing. You don't hear me whining and crying about it. I talk about it. That's not whining and crying about it, y'all. That's not complaining. You know, if I really wanted to complain about it, you'd hear me all down in the dumps and being all nasty and negative, and I'm not going to do it. That's just not my nature. This is not what this is about. This is all about having some fun, enjoying this, figuring out solving problems, learning how to solve these problems, and enjoying this, you know. I mean, come on. This water is all flowing. Look at these little trails. I got these little rivers down through here and these tire tracks, and it's all flowing into that pond. And that's exactly what I wanted. So what will end up happening is I will probably end up putting a drain across here somewhere, so when all that's going to be filled up over there anyway and higher. So from the dog's yard, they'll have a little drain that'll come across here, like a little ditch that'll come across here and probably come over to this area right through here and go down along the edge of the driveway and into the pond. Well, actually no, I take that back. I stand corrected. The pond is actually going to come back around this way, so all of this water will actually be directed there with a small ditch across the drive area. And this drive right through here, that's right here right now, will probably not get used all that much. This will probably be more like a circle back here, and so the water could just go do its thing. But let me show y'all. Look at this water flowing off the back of that over there. It's coming out of the yard, coming out away from the barn, coming down this little area right here, and just steady flowing to that pond. Now if I can just redirect it to the corner of this pond over here, life will be good. It won't take very long. Now I did find out at the shop, yes, I've got to put some dirt in the shop, and I've got to put some dirt back here, or just redirect this. But I think I'm just going to put dirt back here and let this water here divert somewhere else. As it is right now, you can see it's coming right through here, right down and around, going over there along the edge of the fence, which is what I wanted to do, and going right out there towards the pond, which is ideal. And again, yes, I'm gonna have to put some dirt in the barn. It didn't flood too bad, but on the same note, in 24 hours we have had 5.5 inches of rain, so that says a lot right there. Now this little concrete pad they got right here is not underwater, so that's about where we're gonna have the dirt go. It's about that high, and that should solve this problem here. Other than that, the shop is looking good out here. And somebody made a comment about why are we letting these e-bikes just get ruined out here. They're undercover. You know, they're not getting ruined. They got dust on them, and they are just fine. And no, we're not taking them out here and riding them in the mud. It ain't gonna happen. You know, that's the reason they're inside a barn, inside a shed. So that's the reason they're in there. You know, when it's dry, yes. And the other reason we're not using them right now is, one, every single one of them has a flat tire. Now, that happened right after we got them, so that was a factory, something happened with the factory there. So, another reason we haven't been riding them, that in the mud. So, yeah, they're just gonna sit there until we get some more tubes for them. So, you know, I've found 2 tubes for the one Moon Cool fat tire. I put that in the wish list. And you know, a lot of times when I put stuff in the wish list, it's so that these companies will reach out to you and you know, want to sponsor you. So, you know, that's part of the reason for a lot of those things in the wish list. is, you know, if they see that and they want you to sponsor a video for them, sure, I don't mind doing that. I'll test out your product. If I test it out and it's crap, I'm not going to do it. But if I test it out and it's a good product, then I'll tell you all about it. You know, I have found a lot of the things that I have bought on Amazon are from people like me that are doing this now. You know, I go on YouTube, search it. Somebody tells me it's a good product, then I'll try it. Somebody tells me, well, no, they didn't really care for it, this and that, then I won't get it, you know. I won't go down that road. But, you know, that's a good way to find out if you like products or not. If without product reviews, y'all, you wouldn't know. You'd have to just take their word for it. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to lie to you. They're going to tell you, oh, it's a great thing, it's a good product. No, it's not. Or maybe it really is, but they're not going to tell you the truth because they want you to buy it. So, on that note, let's get more happy. So you can see we got some more water still sitting up in here. And eventually, that's where a bunch of those tree stumps come out, is right in that hole right there. So eventually, once this all dries out, we'll get to, you know, that'll be more diverted down towards the ditch and away from there. But that is all high over there, so that's all staying good and dry over there. And then eventually, like I said, the pond's gonna come from there, back around this way, and make the big J. So all that water will be, from over there, will be diverted into this pond. And then I'll have my, thanks to all of you sending me all that black pipe, I'll have all that black pipe laying out. Let me show you where we're gonna put it. So we're gonna put it in that little ditch right here that I was telling you about, that I started right here. I'm gonna start right here, and it's gonna be about, you know, probably right at this point, about ground level right there. And then it's gonna, because all the dirt's gonna be built up and be over top of it. So that way, any water that builds up over here, it's got someplace to go, into the pond. Once the pond gets so full, the overflow will take it out to the ditch out here. You know, because that's pretty much what the ground is doing naturally now. So that's the plan for that. We'll just keep making this water run this way, cleaning out all the little pathways that use it to get over there. I had all these things at one time. No, don't tell me to use a shovel. It's no fun using a shovel. You know, I'm not out here to make this professional. I'm out here to have some fun. You know, sometimes you want to be a little kid. Sometimes you want to have some fun like a little kid. So, that's what you do. Don't grow up. It's a trap. I promise. Yeah, I can remember when I was a kid. That was all I could think about. Was, man, I wanted to grow up and I wanted to be doing my own thing and nobody telling me what to do and everything. Then I got grown up and found out that more people will tell you what to do. Even on YouTube, look, 60 years old and they're still telling me what to do on YouTube. I don't care who you are, that right there is funny. So let's see what it's doing over here. See, so this ain't too bad. We got some fresh grass trying to pop up over here. Once this dries out, we'll get we'll have that area right there draining this way, and this should just be a little ditch right down through here, just like a little low spot we'll just create for it to go out there. But as you can see, it's doing it already. See here, it's draining over here. Let's make it a little wider, make it drain faster. There we go. Now we got the Arkansas River. See, the water just can't, the ground can't soak it up. There's so much clay around here, the ground can't just soak it up fast enough. In Florida, you get a flood, that stuff's gone in a couple hours. You know, the sand soaks it up and it goes into the aquifer and comes out clean, fresh spring water. So it'll get there, y'all. Besides that, it's wintertime. Can't do a lot anyway, so why not come out and have some fun? Get the water off your property, you know what I mean? Well, that's it. I'm enjoying it. Pump's doing a good job. Might turn it up a little bit here in just a minute. In fact, let me put you on a quick break. And I'm gonna... Alright, so I put you on a quick break. Because my battery has so rudely interrupted that conversation. Because as I was saying, I'll put you on a quick break. I'm going to turn this pump up a little bit. So anyway, I turned the pump up a little bit, but let me show you how good this thing is doing already. All that water, and look at there. I'm the one first over here moving the pipe. All of this is underwater. All where my feet are was underwater. So it's dropping. It's dropping it on a quick note too. This is what we wanted. That's what we wanted. And yeah, I may go get a pickaxe here in a minute and see if I can't cut a couple of extra little ditches across here to help this water go a little faster. Even though it seems to be doing pretty good right now. But I think I'm just going to help it out a little bit. Getting it out of the ditch and out in that over there, that'll help out a bunch. At least it'll have someplace to go. So let me go see if I can't find that pickaxe and see if we can't make us a couple of extra trails down through here and help speed this drainage thing up a little bit. But then again, it's starting to sprinkle again, so it may not help any at all. I'm just going to let it run for a little bit. So I'll bring you back. So here's a little something for you. You know, out here dealing with this flooding this morning, I kind of searched my memories in my brain a little bit. If y'all have ever watched Michigan Life Above the 45th Parallel, if you remember, go back there and check out their video, okay, about when they dug their well. Growing up in Michigan, I remember a lot of basements up there that had, where they had basically poured concrete into a square and put sump pumps in these basements because the water table was high like this, like it is here. And I remember having to go down in my aunts and uncles' basements and go plug in the pump, water's starting to come up, you know. And that was no big deal. That was just the norm. And if I have to do that here for the barn, I'm more than happy to do that. I'll build a little concrete basin in there and, you know, let it fill up and pump it out, you know. Turn on the pump. I'll put the pump on a switch and set it down in the concrete thing and let it do its thing. But you know, I just think it's funny that I remembered that after, you know, being out here dealing with this today. And that was kind of the norm. So this is kind of like returning back to childhood in my world, you know. And look at this, you can even see your breath out here. It's not cold, but that's how moist and everything it is. But it's pretty nippy, y'all, just so you know. But for any of you that have to do that or had to do that in the past, let me know in the comments. I'd like to hear about it. Because like I said, I do remember that from the past. So, all right, we'll see you in a bit. Well, y'all, we are still pumping water. I finally had to, excuse me a minute here, I gotta readjust my hands. But we finally had to fill the pump up with gas. First time since I've had it. I've had to fill it up. Oh, first time since the first time I filled it. If that makes any sense. It kind of does in my brain. But anyway, I wanted to show you. Look at this. We still got water just flowing pretty hard. But with it flowing like this and the amount of rain, the fact that we have had 6 inches of rain in 48 hours, I think, I don't care where you are in the United States, you're gonna be flooded. And You know, pretty much everywhere around here is flooding right now. Pretty much all of Arkansas right now is flooding. But that's all right. She'll just keep on doing her thing, and we will keep on doing our thing. You know, I'm really positive that that by this time next year, I will have a lot of this water pretty much mitigated to the point where it's not sitting out here like this. I mean, because I don't know if you can see all of this, but like I said, the way this is all flowing, I think with the right amount of dirt in here brought in, or out of the ponds anyway, and getting everything to flow the right way with these little drain ditches, I think everything is going to work out just fine, and this is going to be really nice. You know, I'm not sweating this at all, really. I'm actually glad this is happening so that I can see where everything needs to flow and everything is going to flow, and where where I need to address these issues and put these little drain ditches, you know. So I'm okay with it, y'all. Really, I'm really not stressing this at all. I mean, look down here. See, that water's not that deep. It's just sitting on top of the ground because we've got clay everywhere here. So, like I said, I'm not stressing this. You got places like this. Look at this. It's just steady, all flowing right over to there. And that tells me a lot. And then if you walk back up here to this other spot, let me get around here. And see, the driveway is really not that bad. This is just where Bertha has been running through here and left these little tracks. But, you know, for the most part, I've been building this up, and slowly but surely, it's getting to where it's just little puddles here and there now, which is no different than anywhere else in the world. The pond is doing its job. All the water is still running down to it. So now this is the video I shot earlier. That was this morning. And now this is this afternoon. And it's still steady flowing. This is water right here out of the hose that we're pumping out of the barn. So believe it or not, surprising enough, the barn didn't flood like it did last time. It got a few inches in there, but nothing like it has been in the past. So that tells me that all this that I'm doing is working. And it's working very well for just the little bit I've done so far. And I think once this pond gets here and gets all the way out there, and we get the other one dug, I think we're going to be in pretty good shape for even when the heavy rains like this come. All of this over here, there's not much water over here. Let me take you over in this area. So this little bit right here, yes, it's flowing, and it's flowing right out to there. So once I get a little, you see these, there's already a little ditch right here that that's happening. You see it right, so I can get the finger in there for you. Anyway, it happened right here. These little ditches, they were here when we got here. So you can see the water likes to kind of come down through here and then down this way. And if any of you remember, this little area right here is the little trail that we were sneaking through to even get back to the barn when we first got the property. So this gives you an idea how much we've cleared out of here. You know, we couldn't get into any of this. The only place we had even a little tiny bit of clearing was right there by that tree. And you know, of course I ran Bertha over here a little too soon. Thought it was dry enough, and it wasn't dry enough yet. But this over here is also going to get a little drainage ditch. It's going to come across here and shoot out over into there. So that'll happen here soon. You know, I'm going to be making it come across right here from there and have it come across. Just a little ditch. Just enough to make it come over here to this ditch. Now this ditch is full right at the moment, but it's not as full as it normally would be because the water is going across over there. So that's what it's supposed to do. And if you come over there, there's so much water over here on the other side of the road that it just ain't got nowhere to go right now. I mean, it's gonna take a little bit for it to dry up. And you've seen it dry up already. So, it will happen. I mean, look at this. Give you an idea. You may not see it flowing right now, but I promise you, there's still water going out there somewhere, working its way out there. So we'll be working on that a little bit more. And again, I don't mind doing this. This is, like I said, this is a kind of a good thing that has happened. It may seem like it's horrible and tragic and all that, but it's really not, y'all. Thankfully, that we have the tools to do this, and y'all have helped us with these tools to make this happen. So we want to thank you again for that. This has been awesome, and I'm absolutely loving it. And see, look at this, the water's already starting to come down over here. You can see right up there where the stake is, right there in the ground. The water's already coming way down there just by pumping this for a little bit. And all the way down there where the tubes are, those are coming, the water's coming down there, so that's a good sign. So we're getting there, slowly but surely. Again, 6 inches of rain in 48 hours, that's a lot of water, man. That's a lot of water. You know, you think 6 inches don't sound like that much, but if you put that into perspective, 6 inches over 5 acres, that's a lot of water. And it's got to go somewhere. I'll show you this over here. Look at here. This is across the road. Look at this stream that's just running out through there. And it's going all out there into that lowland, and it'll eventually just, all them trees will love it. So don't hurt my feelings. Feed the trees. That's what I say. I love it. So we're gonna let the pump run a little bit longer, and then I got to get out here to the shop probably tomorrow if I can, if it ain't too wet, because obviously I got to get dirt inside the shop. You know, I've built all that up around it now, so now I got to mitigate some of that, and but I'll be making that happen, and no problem. Just get some shelves put up in there just so I can start getting some of my tools in there, you know. It's staying dry for the most part, but just the floor itself, you know, it's the ground. So it is what it is. I'll get some shelves put up in there. I can start transferring some tools over there so I can get ready for the big project in the barn here soon. But unfortunately, I can't do that big project in the barn yet. Not for probably another 4 or 5 weeks, because now it's got to dry back out again. So this is April. You know, and I thought about it earlier, y'all. It's kind of funny. At least in my world, it's kind of funny. You know, we had 5 weeks of dry weather. Everything was starting to dry out real nice. Starting to look really good around here and be able to get stuff done. And then April come around, April 1st come around. Mother Nature said, "Ha, not April Fools." Now it's cold and wet again. So, yeah. Mother Nature got a weird sense of humor. Sick woman. I had another choice word for her, but you know, can't be doing that on here. But anyway, we're gonna let you go for today. So don't forget, like and subscribe. I hope y'all liked the video yesterday, and we enjoyed it. I enjoy trying to inspire others, you know, to do things and stay happy and stay positive. And you know, once you've been through some of the stuff I've been through in the world, you have to pretty much do that. And for those of you that have been through a lot of similar things, and stay happy, all right? Make a change, do something different, all right? We love y'all. We'll see you soon. Don't forget, hit that like button and subscribe, and come see Junktojems, because you never know what kind of junk we're gonna turn into a gem. This is living proof, y'all. Living proof. All right. Dreams do come true. See you soon.